Good morning, everybody. It's Rick starting over. Hope you're having a great morning. Having my instant coffee here. Let's take a sip. Yeah. Very good. And I've got my fried egg on sourdough bread, a little mayonnaise, salt and pepper. Let's take a bite. Really good. All right. So this morning I want to talk about, it's pretty cold. Maybe you can see my breath. It's still cold in Arizona in the desert. It's still cold. All right. So what I want to talk about is location. Okay. And by location, I mean where you live. Okay. Where you live is very important. It can make you or break you in life. And I'll tell you why. You know, some people would say, well, it doesn't matter where you live, make the best of where you're at. No, don't fall for that. Okay? If you were in an area, let's just say, for example, where people see themselves as victims, right? The general attitude there is, we got screwed over. And that's the way it is, and that's the way it's always going to be. Well, you may not agree with that way of thinking, right? You might not agree with it, but let me tell you what's going to happen. That way of thinking is going to seep into your mentality. Whether you think so or not, it will. And eventually, you'll start sympathizing with that way of thinking. You will. It just happens. It's like an accent. You know, when you go to a place that doesn't speak the same accent as you, over time, you will drop your accent and adopt the accent of the people that you hear the most. Same with location. If you're in a toxic location, that toxicity will start to enter you. And eventually, you'll become like everybody else. That's just the way it is. So think very carefully about where you live. Okay, the attitude of the people around you. Is it positive? Is it an entrepreneurial spirit? Or is it basically people who are blaming other people for their situations? And that's just the way it is, and that's the way it has to be. You don't want to be that way. You don't want to be that way. So you might say now, well, I can't afford to move. I can't afford to move. My answer to that is you can't afford to stay because it'll ruin your life. A toxic environment, I'm talking about toxic in every way. Sometimes the physical environment is toxic, but most of the time it's the people. Okay, if you're not in a place that encourages you and you see growth and you see progress, you don't want to be there. You don't want to be there. Okay, so that's my message this morning. You don't like where you're at, find a way to move. You got to move. All right? And it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy, but it's not going to be easy to stay either. Okay, because if something's bothering you about where you're at, the location where you're at, you need to do something about it. You don't want to spend your life in a place that's going to drag you down. Hey, let me take another sip of this great coffee here. Oh, boy. And my sandwich. Yeah, nice breakfast sandwich. You know, in real estate, they say location, location, location. Well, in your life, in progressing forward with encouragement, it's also location, location, location. Be in a positive, growing environment so that you can achieve the goals in your life and not get dragged down by negative attitudes. This is Rick starting over. Till next time.